Hello everyone, and if you are reading the title of this video, yes, I am engaged. Woo! A lot of people have been asking me how this engagement came to be, how I met my fiance, etc, etc, so I thought I would just make a whole video on it. So all the questions will be answered. I actually met my fiance my freshman year of college at Texas State University here in San Marcos, Texas. Well, I don't live in San Marcos, but like Texas here, I don't know. And we actually met at an audition for the musical Oklahoma, which is hilarious because it's my least favorite musical. It's actually my second least favorite musical, but we'll get into that one day, I guess. Anyway, and I had never met him before, and I was waiting in the hallway to audition, and he started talking with his friends loudly, which if you know my fiance, he talks very loud, and he was talking about how he just kind of wishes he like wasn't here. And like when you're anxious and jittery about auditions, you kind of just like start joking with everybody about how like we're all here and like it's weird and we're all like in college, meh. So he started talking about one of my favorite movies called Easy A. He was talking about how he wanted to, like, if I remember right, flip the table at the audition and say beat it essay, which is a joke from the movie. So I chimed in because I loved that movie and we started talking about it, and he introduced himself, I introduced myself. I thought he was pretty cute. I mean, he's a cute looking dude, to be real. And then we parted ways and I completely forgot his name. I'm really bad at names. If you know me, I'm really bad at names, and he's not great at it either. We ended up like awkwardly reintroducing ourselves at the theater building because we couldn't remember each other's names, and then we actually ended up in the same co-ed theater fraternity, so that worked out. He was one of the officers and I was an inductee, or wanted to get inducted. I don't know how that worked, I can't remember. So we like became really good friends through this co-ed theater fraternity. And it turns out we like loved all the same movies and all the same TV shows. So if you're in this fraternity, you have to do these things called tasks for members. It's where they just like ask if whatever they would want you to do that week, like a favor or make them a mix CD or something fun or creative for you to do. And he wanted me to do all of the chicken dances from Arrested Development. If you know Arrested Development, you know that there is chicken dances in this show. So I learned all the chicken dances because I was actually watching it at the time. I hadn't watched it all the way through yet, but I was watching quite a bit of it. And so I learned all the chicken dances and I performed it for him. So then that happened and I moved away for like 8 or so months. I moved to Florida for 8 months. So I started texting him a lot right when I was about to move back. And I cornered him in his own home and I was like, hey, I really like you. And he was like, he just didn't view me as a girlfriend like type, I guess. I don't know. He explains it better than I do, but basically he only like viewed me as a friend, which is totally fine. Like we were really, really good friends. And I was in a long-term relationship like right before this, and he just like, you know, he's a really respectful person and he only viewed me as a friend because like that's what we were. And he's not one of those people that just like approaches like women and is like, I want to date you. Like he has to know you for a really long time and like consider it thoroughly. So yes, I was a little bit crushed when I was like, I like you, and he was like, no. So I let that simmer for a while, a few months actually, but he like started to like warm up to me, I guess. I don't know. We would go to parties and stuff together and we would hang out more like one-on-one instead of like with our whole friend group, which was really cool. And he was just like really chill and really cool, and I was like, is he ever gonna ask me out? So like my friends kept berating him because we were like all part of this friend group, and so finally my roommate and my really good friend Kat was like, you got to ask this girl out right now. I'm over it. It's been weeks. Let's go. We had just got home from a party and it was like 3 a.m. or something ungodly. So I'm getting ready for bed. I'd just been dropped off by him. I was getting ready for bed and I like had all my lights off and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wash the day off, go to sleep, not think about him. And he calls me and he's like, hey, come in the front door. And I was like, what? And he asked me on a date for sushi, which is funny in hindsight because we never went to get sushi. But we did go to this place called Valentino's, which is in San Marcos. It's a pizza joint, and I do mean joint. All of our friends told him that this is like a really nice place to take someone on a first date. It's not. Like, I mean, it's like really cute and genuine, but like maybe like not like a first date. Like don't do that. San Martians don't do it. But it was really cute and he was so embarrassed and he was like, I'm so sorry, this is like a dive. I was like, it's fine, I love pizza, it's fine. So then after pizza, we went to Sewell Park, which is a beautiful park in St. Marcus, and we had like a really late night picnic sort of thing. And since I was under 21 and he's cute, he brought like sparkling champagne and we sat there for like hours talking. And then we watched Juno at my apartment, which was fun. It's my favorite movie, and I was like, you have to watch this movie with me, please, 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 please. And he was like, fine. I can't quite remember the timeline of like the first date as opposed to when he like asked me to be his girlfriend or whatever. I don't know, it sounds so stupid now. So yeah, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and it was at the Long Center in Austin. They have like these little tiles that glow, and they have lights in them, and they turn them on at night. And it was super duper cool, and I love that place because of that reason, and another reason, which I will get to in a minute. So then after that, we dated for 4 years. Almost 4.5 years, and then we got engaged. How the engagement happened was, I don't know, I'm a person who like just knows what they want. Like I'm not super picky, and I'm not like, I don't need to like think about something for a really long time, you know? I like know what I want, when I want it, how I want it now. You know what I mean? So I told him like years before this, I was like, I would like to spend a lot of time with you for like ever. And he was like, I don't know if we've been dating long enough. You know what I mean? Like he's super sensible. He's sensible and straightforward and level-headed, where I'm just like, let's do something crazy. He finally like talked about it at our 4-year anniversary, and I was like, you want to talk about being engaged one day? And he was like, yeah, it'd be totally amazing, and I'm super excited. And I was like, what? So I did think it would happen in the next year from that, which was in September of 2016. And so I figured it would happen, but I didn't know exactly when. And if you know anything about me, my favorite musical is Once. The musical is gorgeous. The music is fantastic. I saw it with the original cast on Broadway, and I've now seen it 4 times. So he got us tickets for Once the musical to celebrate Valentine's Day. So he took me to the Long Center on February 19th to take me to Once the Musical, which was touring here in Austin. And guess where it was? Did I already say it? The Long Center. It was at the Long Center, which is where he asked me to be his girlfriend originally in September of 2012. That sounds about right. But we saw the musical, and he was sort of squirrelish, I guess. I mean, if you know Eric, he's pretty squirrelish to begin with, but he was pretty squirrelish. And I was just feeling not well that day. I thought like maybe it could be that day or like not. So I was like on the fence about it, but I didn't want to act like crazy, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to act like a crazy girlfriend who thought she was gonna get proposed to and then it doesn't happen and then I'm weird about it. So I tried to keep my cool as best I could, but whatever. Then he took me out to the tiles that he asked me to be his girlfriend on, like outside of the Long Center. And then yeah, and then he proposed to me, which is really, really cool. And here's like a little clip right here of it happening at the Long Center. It's really cool. I love it. Here is the ring for those that are interested. I love this ring. And for those who have asked a million times if he picked it out himself, he didn't pick it out himself per se. As I said before, Eric is a very sensible person, and he wanted me to be really, really happy with my ring, which totally makes sense. And since I'm pretty much I know what I want when I want it, like I said before, person. I sort of picked it out like a long time ago, and I told him about it, and I thought it was really pretty, and he saved it because he's a smart cookie. It is rose quartz and white sapphires, no diamonds in this here baby, and it is rose gold. This is the side of it. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the side. I think it looks pretty like regal because of like the swoopty swoops. But yeah, I love it a whole lot. But yeah, so that's sort of the story of how this all came to be. And now we will be getting married after 5 years, which is crazy. So we're getting married in November of 2017, which is a little bit nutso. We are very excited to get married. It's just kind of nuts right now, you know what I mean? If you plan a wedding, you know exactly what I mean. And if you're thinking of planning a wedding, you'll know. I hope that answers any questions that people have had about like how Eric and I have met and like what happened with the engagement, what have you. And if I knew, I sort of knew, but I didn't know if it was gonna be that day. So I was surprised and like also not surprised at the same. It's very hard to explain. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next week. And maybe Eric will be in one of my videos. I don't know. we'll see. I hope he will, but can't force a man to do what he doesn't want to do. I will see you next week. Bye. Quick side note, I just realized that I didn't explain like who Eric is. This is Eric. Look how cute he is. Wow. Look at that beard. Oh, the hair. Wow. If you don't know him, the best way to explain him is Italian, boisterous, and very cute.